anything, there's a whole new idea for the space in the final frontier.
I want to ask about that, about Blue Orbit. You go up into space, and we've spoken many times on the phone through the years. This is the first time we've ever met in person, and I
had no idea you looked like this.
It never matches. It never matches, trust me. But it was what struck me about it was, and I don't know if any of you feel the same way, I was worried.
You were worried? What do you think I was? Holy cats!
But see, this can-do, I'll do it curiosity that you have, I knew you'd do it, but I wanted to know, what did your family say? Because they must have been very
the whole idea, I don't know whether, do we have time for me to tell the story?
I don't know how long it is, but I'd love to hear it. Would you love to hear it? I would love to hear it.
Jason Ehrlich is the name of a producer that has become a friend of mine because he produced a 2-year series called Better Late Than Never.
Right.
So 4 of us went out all over the world and we had wild things to do, and Jason was a huge force in the success of that series. So he calls me one day, a couple of years ago, and he says, Bill, Blue Origin, the Amazon arm of the space arm that Jeff Bezos has got, is going to send a rocket up into space. And I think, Bill, you should go in that first vehicle. I said, oh, come on, I don't want to go. Bill, it'll be the biggest thing of them. No, I don't. Bill, you got. So we call Seattle at Amazon and broach the idea. Oh, what a great idea, come on up. So we go up. This is a couple of years ago. And, we're sitting, and I enter the lobby, and there's Jeff Bezos in the lobby, greeting me. Oh, Jeff Bezos, yeah, the richest man in the world. Hi. Taking money. So he's standing by a big bubble of plastic in which there is the Enterprise. So the original Enterprise is in the Amazon lobby. And he's a big fan from when he was a youngster. And we sit across the table and we talk, well, I'll go up there, and it's a great idea. We'll call you. It's a great idea. So we go home and COVID hits. We don't hear anything for about a year. And then a year goes by and they announce Jeff Bezos is going to go up. And he chooses his brother to go with him. And he chooses a lady astronaut who deserves to go up and a young kid who also deserves to be in the thing. And I said to Jason Ehrlich, see, Jason, I told you. Oh, no. And they go up. And they go up and they have an experience. Now, what that experience was, well, I saw some footage of Jeff Bezos and the people that he was with. They had a delightful time. There are lots of cameras in the vehicle. And there's a shot of Jeff Bezos. There's a camera there. And he's on, in weightlessness. He's on his stomach, floating in the air, and his legs are akimbo. This is a camera. And here's the kid throwing candies at his asshole.
Skittles. Who would want to do that?
So, I saw that footage and I thought, wow, that's not what I would do. But everybody, he's the richest man in the world. He must know something that I don't know. How to sweeten your little ass. I'm not know. So then they announced that they're going to send up a second rocket, and they invite me. And Jeff says, you got to go, Bill. I said, no, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. It's like inviting the president and the vice president comes to talk. So I don't want to be, no, I'm not going to go. And he says, Bill, you got to go. No, I'm not going to go. I'm lying in bed one morning, just I wake up in that half sleep, half wake thing, and I'm thinking, the thrill of going up into space. I'm 90 years old. What have I got to lose? A few days? So I agree to go, and then, like I say, I was there on a Monday, on a Sunday, and I go on a Monday. And I'm there a day early, and I don't know why I'm a day early. The others are coming on Tuesday. I'm there on Monday. Why am I here on Monday? So they said, here's the breakfast. It's a good breakfast. The chef was really good. And we're sitting around 11 o'clock, and I'm wondering, what the hell am I doing here? And they said, oh, let's go to the place where the rocket's going to take off. I'll show you the rocket. The rocket's lying flat, being serviced. Nitrogen is being put in the rocket. You know, don't make a sound. Don't keep your phone off, because static. Hydrogen's going in there. Yeah, hydrogen's going in there. I remember the Hindenburg. Remember the footage on the Hindenburg? Oh, the humanity of it all! People are running away there. The hydrogen is burning. They drop the little line down and the rope, and the static electricity goes up. There's a slight leak of hydrogen back there. Boom! Oh, the humanity of it! Jesus God! I mean, the people are running, little specks are running away, and the whole thing, the hydrogen is burning. The O-ring, remember the O-ring? It's kind of cold out there. We shouldn't go. No, we're gonna go. We gotta make it's a boom. The telescope,
Capsule. What?
The Hubble telescope.
Yeah.
Where they're sending the Hubble telescope out, it's $4 billion. It's made by England and America. And it goes up, and they it's up there at the Hubble. And they look, they can't see a thing, it's blurry. Why is it blurry? Oh, you know what? I don't want to tell you this, but, oh, golly, the English people made it to centimeters, and the Americans did it in whatever we call so it's two different measurements. It was so embarrassing, because nobody said we're doing imperial and we're doing it American. So it's blurry. Wow. You know what that is? Human error. It's all around us. Right? So I'm there thinking, hydrogen. Human error, and I'm there early. Why am I there early? So they said, let's drive out to the gantry. It'll stand there where they'll put the spaceship on. So I said, okay, let's go to the gantry. So we go to the gantry. The desert is like at 4,000 feet, almost like Denver. You know, 1,000 feet or so less than Denver. If you've ever been to Denver and walked up a flight of stairs, this is Denver. No matter what kind of shape you're in.
Altitude.
Altitude.
Yeah.
And this is 4,000 feet. So, you know. So, even walking to the gantry, I'm going, and I haven't gone up a flight of stairs yet. So, let's go up the flight of stairs. So I go up a flight, 1, 2, 11 flights of stairs. Okay? I get up there, I lean on the railing. You okay? Yeah, no, I'm okay. What's that building? Well, it's a big square building about the size of this theater, this edge of the theater, this stage. It's big. And they open a door, it swings open, and it's that thick cement. I said, what's that? They said, oh, well, that's the safety room. What do you need a safety room for? He said, well, you know, in case the hydrogen burns. You guys run in there, then slam the door, you see the tanks there, that's all air, and there's emergency communication, and you just stay in there. In case something happens. O-ring. Telescope. And I'm still thinking, why am I there a day early? And I realized they were seeing if I could make it up the 11 flights of stairs. And that didn't occur to me until days afterwards. I kept thinking, why am I there? I could have, you know, done something else. In a day, I don't know what I could have done, but I could have appeared somewhere. So now we go to rehearse, get the thing with there's a seat. Your seat's like that, okay? Because you're going to be in G-forces. So the whole thing is, the whole rehearsal period, or practice period, was you got your seat there, and the problem would be, once you got out in weightlessness, when the weightlessness period, about 3 minutes, was over, you had to get back in the seat in weightlessness, put the harness on here, put your feet in a ledge there, get the other part of it, it's 5-point harness. Harness, shoulder, and then you have the crotch strap where you put the crotch. It's the most important part because that's really holds you in. So I've driven a lot of fast cars, and you got a 5-point harness, and you put the whole thing in there, and you scrunch it down, and now you're all tight and tight. But if you're lying like that, you can't find the hole, you know what I mean? Okay. I never did find the fifth point. Never did find it. And then we go up, and before we go up, I'm sitting there, and there's a countdown. Minus 30, 29, 28. Oh, hold the count. There's an anomaly. An anomaly. I look up in my book. What's anomaly? Anomaly, you don't want to know. If something has gone wrong with the engine, hydrogen. The hydrogen's burning, I know it's burning. Then, and this is the truth, all of this is what I'm telling you is the truth, a voice says, all right, you have 1 minute left. If you want to quit, if you want to get out of the space vehicle, now's the time, because we're going to pull the gantry away. This is your last chance to get out of the, honest to God. It's amazing. It was frightening. It was amazingly frightening is what it was.
Who knew?
Who knew? Nobody knew. And nobody else was hysterical except me, Captain Kirk. My last chance to get out, and I watched the gantry pull away through a window. And then we go up, and I'm thinking, okay, at least the hydrogen hasn't ignited, and we get up, and there's things telling you what everything is, controls there, not controls, but lights telling you what it is. So I'm looking at it, and we're at beginning, we're at 1 G, and then as we go up, we're 2 Gs. 2 Gs. I tried to put my arm up, just as experiment. I couldn't get my arm up at 2 Gs. We're going to go to 7 Gs. I was in a F-16, the back seat of a F-16, and the pilot, who was wearing a compression suit to stop the blood from going from his brain into his legs. So the compression suit swells up, contorts his legs, and stops the blood from going down. I didn't have a compression suit. And I said, man, and I'm going to do 7 Gs, but I'm lying down without a crotch thing. And finally they say weightlessness, and everybody gets out, I hit the thing, and I'm floating around weightless, and they're all going, hey, we're weightless. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to have candies thrown at my ass. And I go to the window instead. I want to absorb. So I don't know why, but I'm looking at the window, and I look back where we've been, and I've seen something that I've never heard discussed before, and that is the ship is leaving a wake through the blue air. There's a wake. And I thought, I've never heard that discussed. I turned around and I looked up, and there was the blackness of space. Now, I am as interested in space and the mystery and the awe of space as anybody. I've studied it. Constellations, 13.8 billion years ago, the Hubble has seen the constellation, and 13.8 billion light years, forever. And the mystery is, where is that thing now? Because that was 13.8 billion years ago that photon hit my retina. Where is it now? Where did it go? Will the web tell us where it went? We don't know. So I'm looking at the blackness of space, and I'm thinking, my God, that's cold. That's 300 degrees below zero. You die. That's death. That palpable blackness is death. And I look to my left again, and I see beige and white and blue. And not only that, I see the curvature, about that much of the curvature. So you could draw a line, and you've seen the Earth. You see the constraints of the Earth. It's that small. Whole galaxies could come together and pass through. Apparently, it has happened, and it's happened with the Milky Way, where a whole galaxy went through, and just at the tail end of the Milky Way, it hit the Milky Way and altered the swirling of the Milky Way. So sometime, billions of years ago, there's so much space between stars that whole stars can go by and not affected. That's how big, just that little piece of space, let alone 13.8 billion light years away. And I look and see how vulnerable our Earth is. That little tiny blue air at 2,500 miles per hour took us, count of 4, to go through. I'm an amateur pilot. I know that you're not allowed to fly above 12,500 because there's no oxygen above that. You could faint. So they don't let you fly. So there's usable oxygen 15,000 feet. A count of 3, and you're through it. Cellophane thin air, vulnerable world, and we're defecating on it. We're defecating, we're shitting on our planet, in the air, on the soil, and in the water. And I began to weep. I've been around the world, not around, but in and out of a lot of places, and have written about it and studied it. I read Rachel Carson's book 50 odd years ago, Silent Spring, where she forecast all this happening. We're on the edge of a precipice of cataclysmic event on our Earth. And we've got to do something about it. We've got to clean it up. Or your children and your grandchildren are not going to have a happy life. And that's why I went. Then 2 other things occurred to me. After I got down and I couldn't control my tears, I went and thought, what am I crying about? And I realized I was weeping out of sympathy, out of consideration for this beautiful planet, that everything that is evolved is so beautiful, everything. The leaves, the sky, the animals, the people, the hurt, the values, everything about Earth is beautiful, and it's all interconnected. We all come from the same place. We know that, but when you hear examples of how the Earth, trees, mother trees, whose leaves and seeds have gone, takes care of the baby trees and is sending signals, new stuff. The mycelium network, the fungi, reach out and make the trees grow stronger and better. That network, the trees use, a low-grade electrical power is being sent through this network to other trees. Trees are speaking to trees. Low-grade electrochemical signals. That's what our brain does. How much more connection do you need than trees and people? It's all there in front of us. And we're just discovering it. We're thinking, God, it's in all our religions, we're all one, and all things, and all science. Oh yeah, we're all. But to see it happening, to feel it, to be one, we're all together, and we're all together on this earth, and it is requisite. It is our responsibility not to bury our head and say, "Oh, I don't want to even think about it." My your taxes or something. We have to think about it. We have to think about what we're doing to each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Shatner, everybody.